Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I don't know, I'm like singing it. 7:30, a little bit later tonight. A little bit later Sunday night. There's always weird I've always had weird vibes on Sunday nights. It's never been good for me. It's never been positive on Sunday nights. I don't know why. I think goes back to my school days. Sunday night was always the worst time because of the school week, but we've got this this is like a fucking book assignment here. I'm not going to read all of this. But we've got Donald Trump very angry with Elon Musk creating the America Party, possibly splitting, even siphoning off 2 or 3% from Republicans in key congressional races. This is a mess. This is going to be a failure, let's be honest. Yeah, I've always had a weird thing with Sundays. It's like even after school, I've been out of school for like 7 years, 6 years, whatever. And it's always been weird on Sunday. I don't know why. I can always sense it. The thing is you could put me in the wilderness and I can still sense, like, you give me 5 or 6 days, I'll know when Sunday comes. It's a feel. There's a feel to it. There's a sense to it that's palpable. You think it's a ploy by Trump and Musk to win the primary? What do you mean win the primary? I mean, there's what do you mean? What primary? I don't think it's based off I mean, there's going to be primary battles within the Republican Party. Thomas Massie, I'm sure, is going to get a bunch of money from the America Party. Is Thomas Massie going to join the America Party? That's what you would think. I mean, it's possible. He's not getting on the ballot, especially by 26. And you would have to think there'd be Republicans that would kind of, well, I mean, Musk is the richest man in the world. I think he could probably make things happen. But that is true. There are campaign rules. There's specific filing deadlines. You can't just randomly decide to do this and disrupt an entire midterm cycle 1 year before filing a new party. I don't think that's how it works. At least I hope that's not. I don't know. I mean, he's the richest man in the world, at least that we know of publicly. America Party platform, let's make communism and EV mandates great again. They're going to try and attack, like, the insider trading, which I totally get. I understand that. That's something that should be attacked by a third-party outsider. But some of the stuff, I mean, the H-1Bs, obviously, Musk is heavily supportive of those. Musk himself was not born in the United States. Some of the stuff Musk is going to push for, I think, will be decently popular, but over a Republican or Democrat, I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. You look at this, if you're a Democrat, would you really vote for the America Party if it helped the Republicans? Probably not. If you're a Republican, would you really vote for the American Party if it helped the Democrats? Probably not. You'd rather just vote for your own party. And that's, the two-party system. Yeah, I do think it's also purely to spite Trump, because this is what Musk does. I mean, he's so bipolar. 2 months ago, he was gung-ho with Trump, and it was the whole big thing. And it was, they were going to live happily ever after, and it was the tandem. And Trump was, you remember Musk said he was going to fund rhinos that weren't going along with Trump or weren't hardcore MAGA supporters. That's what Musk said. Oh, 2 months ago. I mean, this guy's just, he's unstable. He's unstable. Alexander, thank you. If Trump gets dragged again into a bad, prolonged Iran war situation in the American Party, ends up being very anti-Israel, would you consider it? But it wouldn't be again, because Trump never got dragged into that in the first place. That was a 12-day situation. The United States came in on the last 2 days. I wouldn't consider the Iran situation a prolonged war at all. But I mean, look, to me, the America Party, it's just a vessel to siphon off votes from Republicans. Trump would have to become just a complete neocon. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen with Trump. I just I can't see that as a realistic thing to where the U.S. gets into this because Trump already he made it known what he wants, and there's probably going to be another situation with Iran. I agree. What that will look like, I don't know. There's some vagueness to it. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like or how long that's going to last. But that'll probably come up again, and we'll have to see. Has anyone addressed that America describes the kind? Yeah, yeah, North America, South America, Latin America. I know, but we're the main character, you know. Thoughts on Chris Christie? He may go to the America Party. Are they offering subsidies on pizza? That's a potential option for him if they are. How come you didn't stream yesterday? I was just not. I mean, it was just not there. If there's not a lot of news, I'm not gonna stream. I was working on a video too. I'll either be working on a video or streaming, one of the two. So I'll either have a video. If I don't stream one night, it'll probably be because a video's coming out, unless I decide to take it off, take the night off. Create a party that will siphon off Republican votes. Democrats are physically unresponsible. Well, then both, you could argue both parties are, but it's like this just seems it does seem just he's angry with Trump, and Trump is obviously very upset now. And Trump is doing some type of interview after getting off a plane, and do you think Elon loses his party with his party? Well, he'll lose, of course. I mean, but he apparently they're really going to target. Musk is not going to promote candidates in congressional races that are meaningless and that don't have a chance. It's going to be specific races that they identify that they think they can siphon seats off of, whether it's off of Republicans, whether it's off of liberals. Probably it's going to be more overlap off of Republicans just because of the figure that Musk is at this point in 2025. But Musk said he's going to identify specific races. He's not all that interested. He wants this to be more of like a congressional power tactic to where he can somehow gain 7 or 8 seats in the House to potentially and have a voter block be influential when the votes are very close on the passage of something like the big beautiful bill. What he's saying is he wants more political gridlock. Now he'll say, well, it's because we need to hold both parties accountable. But this is a two-party system. That's really not how it works. You're just going to create more of a mess. Mark Cuban, really, how come there's no specific explanation of what Musk's problem really is exactly? His problem would be, I guess he's angry with Republicans' recent big beautiful bill saying there's too much spending. Even though it cuts spending, it just, there's just tax cuts involved that were already in place anyways. I mean, these tax cuts were already in place. Trump just extended them and actually significantly advanced the middle class tax cuts. Have you heard about the riots and protests going on in Mexico City against Americans and foreigners because they're not learning the language or paying taxes and attacking them? Oh, what an absolute... that's got to be rage bait, right? They're the ones that illegally come onto our land by the millions. And they're going to bitch about 5,000 Americans living in Mexico City. This is the thing. This is what we talk about when there's like this burden on the United States. It's just another example of it. Yeah, we feel real bad for them. Yeah, we've only been invaded by 30 million of you. No, we feel so bad for you guys. They're not learning Mexican. Or Spanish, sorry. Krispy Kreme donuts are very good, though. They are. They're really good Krispy Kreme donuts. I haven't had Krispy Kreme donuts in a while. Isn't there conflict of interest all over the place? Well, with Musk? Well, I mean, I don't know how viable this party actually is going to be. We'll have to see. Let's see what Trump has to say.
So we say God bless all of the people that have gone through so much, and God bless the state of Texas. It's incredible.
Oh, that's a very sad situation with those girls. They said that flash flood was just, I mean, it came up like 40 feet in a few minutes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Do we have the video? This is the thing. I need to start liking this stuff because this.
Your reaction to Elon Musk starting a third party?
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Trump says there's a lot of confusion. We don't really know what's going to be happening. Are they going to get on the ballots? You know, obviously Musk is going to help someone like Massey and maybe a few others. But, you know, we just don't really know what's... Because really, we haven't had the richest man in the United States try and start a political party like this. So, you know, there's certainly going to be a lot of money that gets dumped into it, I would imagine. But it's like he's just trying to buy a party, and it's all disingenuous. And you look at X, and it's all the Indian accounts. They're praising Musk. They're saying this party's the best. Then all the actual Americans say, no, we don't want it. This is dumb. So it's all the foreign X accounts that love Musk, but the American Musk does very bad against Trump. Mexico should be angry at the cartels, not few Americans entering illegally. It's ass backwards. Their country is ass backwards. They've been destroyed by the cartels. They can't go against the cartels because the cartels run them. Their country needs to be saved from someone else. And, I mean, we were trying to... their own government can't save them because the government is the cartels. The cartels are the government. Their entire infrastructure is fucked, Mexico. You have to get rid of the cartels with outside force. It would be U.S. force or a combination. That's what Trump's trying to do for them. You know, but they say they don't want any help. Okay. Don't forget that Cuban was behind a bunch of crazy Kamala's policies. Yeah, no, I understand. And Cuban did the weird thing to where... You know, he put on the glasses. He said he wanted to look like a lesbian because it would appeal to more Democrats, and he wanted to be really feminine. So he put on like these big glasses and started going like the last 3 weeks out rallying for Kamala. And then and then Kamala loses. She gets destroyed. Cuban deletes everything and pretends like it doesn't happen. And now suddenly he's got contacts again, or he doesn't wear the glasses. So this is what Cuban. He's a weird person. It's a weird person. Opinion on Nick Fuentes. You know, Fuentes has a movement going, obviously. He's utilized this situation with Trump having a relationship with Israel. And, you know, something I've noticed with him, he doesn't like when anyone else shares, you know, his view against Israel. You see... I saw he went after Tucker Carlson. It's like he counter-signals anyone that, you know, has a similar view as him, almost like he finds it threatening. But, I mean, I don't know. Trump win minus the border. Biggest Trump win minus the border. I mean, I would say maybe the tariff situation. The tariff situation is interesting because Trump now is generating revenue while keeping inflation down. So if you can generate an extra $200 billion in revenue with low inflation, I mean, that's a pretty major win with the tariff situation. Because the liberals were expecting the tariffs to go up significantly. or we're expecting tariffs to cause inflation to go up significantly, and it hasn't happened. Can you imagine this party winning unlimited H-1Bs offshore to China, India, EV mandate, no more driving? All yeah, they probably would put that in place eventually, but that's probably going to happen either way, unfortunately. All the cars talking to each other, and there's going to be no driving. They're all going to be self-driving vehicles. Because they're all going to talk to each other on a network. You're not going to be able to drive yourself. They'll say it's an endangerment. But nobody wants, the only people I think that would vote for Musk's party, they have to be like really uppy tech people, and just, I just can't see it. I mean, maybe I'm not cued into that voter block exactly, but I don't know. It's like tech people that were, I guess, voted for Trump, but aren't really Republicans. They're in the middle. I mean, listen, the problem is a few votes can really change a lot. A lot of these elections, a lot of these races, whether it's Senate races, whether it's district races for congressional seats, they can be decided by 0.5% to 1%. I mean, it becomes a problem. Inflation hasn't really been high really throughout Trump's term at all. I mean, it started a little bit higher, but Trump, it came down by like 0.3%. The trueflation's come down like crazy thanks to the energy, because of the energy. No, I don't think Powell will cut. I think, you know what? I don't know. They're going to pressure him like crazy. The issue with Powell is they're going to say, well, you look at the low unemployment, we can't cut. So now you've got that to deal with because the low unemployment numbers, we don't want to cut right now. And so it's just another excuse for him. But, they're coming up with these trade deals. Trump said it's happening. Trump said there's going to be not heavy tariffs, but there's going to be tariffs slapped onto some of these countries starting August 1st. That's what Trump said. There's going to be deals probably with India, probably with the EU announced within the coming days. That's what I would imagine. Don't you think he's too emotionally unstable to stick with the new party idea the same way he has 15 days? Oh, yeah. Dude, this is what I was saying. 2 months ago, he was saying that he was going to spend money on people that weren't Trump, on primarying out people that weren't Trump loyalists. Now he's going against Trump and trying to siphon off seats to give Trump less political power and maybe allow the Democrats to try an impeachment attempt on Trump if they take back the House. The dude is he's unhinged. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is all within the span of like 2 months. 2 months ago, this dude was still a part of Doge. He was talking about spending money to primary out the rhinos that didn't fully go along with Trump in Republican primaries before the midterms. So that just goes to show you where this dude's head is at. It's insane how on point Trump has been on economy. Yeah, you can't bet against Trump with the economy. I mean, now the indicators, it's another well-oiled machine. I mean, it's inevitable unless there's a crazy geopolitical situation. The economy is going to be really good, and I think this is great for the midterms because the rate cuts are going to happen. The rate cuts are inevitable. They're going to have to happen. Now we want them as soon as possible, but they're going to have to happen no matter what. And Powell is going to have to be gone by May of 2026. That's at the absolute latest he'll be gone. I still think there's going to at least be 1 or 2 rate cuts before then. Were you sold on Elon? He was an ally weeks ago, and now he turned. Well, he turned remember he turned and said that Trump was on the Epstein list, and then kind of said, "All right, I'm calming down." But then he does this because supposedly Trump passed the big beautiful bill and it adds debt, and I mean, this is like we knew this was gonna happen. We knew these tax cuts were going to be extended. Why did they keep him in the inner circle? I don't think he was in the inner circle. He was just with Doge. They were shutting him out of meetings. They said he didn't have the classification. He wasn't, he didn't have the clearance for it. They shut him out of meetings. He got angry about it. He wanted somebody for the IRS director or some shit like that, and him and Besant got into a really big screaming match, and then that's when they had a fight. The guy is unhinged. Apparently him and Rubio, remember, it was reported that Musk and Rubio got into a shouting match. This would have been like towards the start of the presidency. You really don't think that in some way Trump will be able to force Powell out within the next 90 days? Well, I think it's possible. It depends how hard-nosed Powell is. You can make Powell's life really miserable if you seriously pressure it. I think it has to be approved by Congress. They have to investigate Powell for some type of wrongdoing. That's the process at which it's done. Unless, Trump really just uses executive authority to try and pressure him out. I don't think Trump can physically do it. He needs Congress's help, or they need to somehow find some type of wrongdoing of Powell's to get him out. America Party sucks, wants to take away Second Amendment. Doesn't sound American to me. Well, and you knew, like, if there was if I had to predict what would Elon Musk name a party, it would be the America Party. It's just so corny. The America Party, really? So our country is America. You're gonna name the party? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's just, and he's like, well, it's because it's for everyone. Okay, yeah. Now we're doing this independent. Both sides are bad. We're in the middle. Yeah, we know this. We've seen this grift from other people, where they play both sides. Alexander, thank you for that. Wait, are you from Czech Republic or something? I forgot where you're from. You would donate to me during the Iran situation, I remember. There's a techno-futuristic niche in both parties. You think that this might backfire even more for Democrats? Love your content as American in Switzerland. Oh, it's a Swiss money. Swiss money. You think it might backfire because of the tech within the Democratic Party? Well, I mean, it's possible. What I think it's really race dependent, honestly. To me, it's very race dependent, because you could pick races in which, like, there's situations to where maybe it's a congressional seat. The Democrat is the incumbent. The Republican is the challenger. Maybe the Republican has a 45% chance to take the seat. The Democrat has a 55% chance to retain the seat. But it's in a place to where it's open, and Trump's party comes in, and Musk's party comes in and gives another candidate, a third party candidate, the America Party, a bunch of money and takes the seat from the Democrat. Even if the Republican might have had a chance at it, the Democrat still loses the seat. So maybe there could be situations like that to where it could hurt Dems. I mean, it just depends which seats he goes after that are potentially leaning right. I mean, I just don't know. The other thing is the other problem, what you'll get is, what also could happen, if it's 50-50 within a certain district, then Musk brings in his own candidate, they spend a bunch of money. Instead of, it being 50-50, Musk's candidate takes 10% of the Republican vote and like 3% of the Democrat vote, then the Democrat wins over the Republican. So you see how they siphon it off. So that's another thing that could happen if they're not competitive. Because they're probably not going to be, I don't think they're going to be that very competitive. I mean, I guess it depends which congressional race it is. Maybe they could win some, but I guess they're going to have maybe a few members. I don't know. I mean, Musk has got a bunch of money. That's about it. It just seems like, I mean, did you see how it was filed? It was filed out of California. There's a bunch of foreigners who file. It's just all a joke. The new political party. What was it, the FEC document? After Elon's first tantrum, when he calmed down, he liked a tweet that said, Elon creates a party, gets 20% of the vote, Dems win supermajority and throw him in prison, so he knows. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there is the chance to where they siphon off more Republican vote and it becomes an issue. And, Musk he's obsessed. I think Musk is obsessed with power, because Trump obviously has way more power than Musk, even though Musk has more money. And so Musk kind of got stonewalled out of inner circle meetings with Trump. He got angry about it. And this is maybe his attempt to get back. Trump versus Powell boxing match. Winner stays, loser leaves. Well, I mean, Powell is. I mean, Trump's got some pounds on him. Trump is in a different weight class. Trump might just. Trump might be able to sumo him down. Thoughts on Palantir, dystopian, or just another company? Well, Palantir is an AI data conglomerate. Well, they're an AI data mechanism, and they take large swaths of data and they dumb it down. And look, I don't know that people are saying, well, I've actually heard from people that are really skeptical. They say now Palantir is a psyop. It's not as bad as people think. It actually doesn't do much. It's like a small guppy. And so those are like people that are really schizophrenic. They get nervous about this stuff. So some people are saying it's actually not as bad as people are saying. Because now they're trying to say, well, Israel's taking over. They're taking all of our information. We're done. But some people are like, no, it's not like that. I'm going to have to look into it. I don't know. Disappointing that Elon turned on Trump so quickly. Yeah, Elon is just he's you can't predict what he's going to do. And then even the situation to where he says Trump's on the Epstein list out of nowhere, then we have to deal with that. Okay, that's great. We have to deal with that. Then he says, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay? And then he says, oh, wait, I had my freak out. I apologized, but I'm still going to try and screw Trump by creating a brand new party, spending a bunch of money on it, and trying to siphon off enough votes to give the Dems the majority in the House so they can try and do impeachment proceedings in 2026. This guy is just a loose cannon. Nobody really knows what this dude's doing. The party could be a complete flop, and in a month, it's over. We have to just calm down, because it's just like Elon making fun of Truth Social now after Trump's comment on his meltdown. Well, yeah, I mean, Trump does. I mean, he writes like novels now on Truth Social. And I have a tendency to do that too, where I don't put spaces in between. But I mean, with him, it's like 3 paragraphs jammed into. You think Elon was joking about the EV mandate? Did he say something about it today? The whale enters. Sean, what's up? You're unintentionally funny. What, Guppy? What, the Palantir comment? The whale enters. Any new Musk posts? Yeah, we'll look at see what Musk has been saying. Really? We gotta watch 15 minutes of gameplay of this shit?
We're on Lego Watch because healthy and video. 5 minutes.
Dude is spamming. Dude is clicking like crazy. It's just more incoherent shit about the debt. Just more crap about the debt. Oh, man. Is it just me, or do I look? Is it just you, or do I look identical to Denzel Washington? Yeah, I get that a lot. Elon's like, the debt is a serious issue. No, I agree, but let's understand. What do you want us to do about the debt when Trump promises tax cuts? And so that, I mean, what do you want? We're trying to generate $500 billion in tariff revenue to combat it. Can we get praise for that or no? Do we not get any praise for that? All right, we're not getting praise for that. That's fine. No, but seriously, I mean, Do you think the drug test that Elon put out was real? It could have been easily faked. Yeah, well, drug tests can easily be faked, or you can wash it within 3 or 4 days and pass a drug test. He put out a hair test, and so that supposedly is like it has to clear your system for longer. I think it's a fake hair test. I don't believe it. If Musk is going to put out a fucking hair test to try and prove that he's not on ketamine, I mean, what are we talking about? Didn't he already admit it in an interview with Don Lemon? He said it on Rogan too. Yeah, he's admitted it, and now he tries backtracking it, I think, because he has these episodes and people call him out on it, and he gets a little defensive about his drug use, I guess. I don't know. Steve Bannon didn't trust Elon when he supported Trump in July. Looks like Trump messed up giving him legitimacy. Yeah, Trump did, parlay that, and he got a lot of money from Musk, and it helped him win the election to a degree. I think he would have won anyways. I do. But, it's hard to say exactly if you've got the richest man who's ready to come on your side. But Musk is obviously a loose cannon who can't be trusted. He's drugged out of his mind. He's self-medicating to stabilize his spinning mind. His genius is a blessing and a curse. I mean, yeah, have you seen videos of him where he looks completely zoinked? He's like, oh. It's just like, dude, come on. Who are you proving? You're doing a hair test, really? All the U.S. You have a video idea for me? All U.S. flags? Yeah, I mean, that'd be an interesting. That's an interesting. The Ohio flag is really cool. Ohio State flag, because it's a different shape. I think it's really cool. I was gonna do a video. I never got around to it, of the different White House designs that could have been picked compared to what they went with. That's another interesting idea for a video. You think Bannon has Trump's ear after the meltdown? Did you see the dinner they had last week? Yeah, I saw Bannon I think it was a lunch, but Bannon got invited to the White House, and so Bannon now is starting to really gain back some power within the Trump entourage, it looks like. So we'll see how that develops. I mean, Bannon's hinted at running in 2028. I don't think it's going to go anywhere for him. But yeah, he's trying to he's regained some power because of these Trump meltdowns and because of the Elon meltdowns and him being against Elon. Thank God it's going to cool down here tomorrow by Lake Erie. Well, Lake Erie's colder, and anywhere near a body of water is going to be colder. But not where I am. It's certainly not going to cool down where I am. Maybe a little bit. I don't even know. Oh, it's 87. Yeah, it's going to cool down. How is it 87 degrees at 8 o'clock at night? Wow. Yeah, it is going to be only 80 tomorrow is the high. So that is a bit cooler than it is today. You're right. No, I'm not in the south. No. It's really hot in the north. It's been hot. I mean, we had the jet stream. The jet stream dip was over the west, and so we had a lot of warm air come up. A lot of warm air from the south come up, and we've been nailed. And now it's going to return to average, where it's like the high is 80. And it's going to be real stormy too. Might be crazy, but wasn't there a live stream where you were making a U.S. states flags? No, I did a video on that. It wasn't a live stream, it was a video. That was a video I did back during the holidays, I believe. JB Pritzker, Chris Christie, 2028 would be a hefty ticket. Yeah, yeah, I did say that. Are you watching USA versus Mexico right now? What is it? Copa American? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. That's like the only soccer thing I know. Is it the Euro League? No, I'm kidding. Does it cool off by the evening though? Yeah, but not as much as you would think. I mean, the coldest time of the day is about 5 a.m. It's not like at 11 o'clock at night. It really, I mean, if it's 90 during the day, it'll still be like 87, 88 by 8 or 9 o'clock at night. It eventually cools off, but cools off to what end? To 75 eventually. But even when it's, again, when it's the coldest during the day, I'm always sleeping. I might have to wake up at 5 a.m., go outside when it's 70 degrees. I remember one day I woke up earlier, like last week. It was like on July 3rd, I think, maybe. And went outside. I was getting in the car, and I was like, "Wow, this is nice. It's like 70 degrees." It must have been like 7 in the morning, maybe 8 o'clock in the morning. Time for Zoran to be sent back to the shithole of Uganda where he belongs. Take it down, Columbus. Oh, this is from 2020. I was going to say, how would you post that right now during an election? You'd think they would scrub this stuff. But honestly, this is part of the whole socialist thing. It's like they still believe it. But you think, they're running for a campaign, you would scrub this stuff. You'd have a staffer do that. Musk says his party might indeed back a candidate for the president in 2028, but is focused on the midterms. Well, yeah, I mean, the midterms are a lot closer than 2028. Backing a candidate for president is not out of the question. So, Eric says Musk suggests his new party will not back a candidate for 2028, avoiding potential disaster. In the swing states. If the swing states are within a point or two, they can siphon off. The Musk candidate could siphon off enough to swing the election. Backing a candidate for president, not out of the question. I mean, Musk just wants people to court him. He wants the attention. He wants the power. There's going to have to be a bunch of Republican people that go to Musk and say, please don't do this, or, let's talk about this and all this shit. So it's kind of a mess. Zoran, yeah, I mean, it is what it is with them. I mean, that's just a symptom of where we are. You look at New York City, it's 45% foreign. Is it really surprising with Mondani winning? It's just where we're at with these big cities. It's kind of important just to see how bad it is. And so it's a very far lefter candidate. Why is a foreign commie even allowed to run for office? Well, no. He's a socialist, not a communist. You've got to understand. He's a socialist. He's a socialist, so it's different. Yeah, that's what they say. But I don't even think you're allowed to run for office as a communist. But, I mean, obviously, if you're a hardcore socialist, you're going to have serious communist tendencies. It just comes with the territory. Now, whatever he's able to enact, actually, we really don't know. As a mayor, I don't know how much he's going to be able to enact. Is Elon a globalist or a neoliberal, not America first? Well, he's a heavy globalist. I mean, he loves H-1Bs. What do you think is the most interesting event, cultural thing, or the fact about a person in Europe, in your opinion, about the Austrian painter Germany from 23 to 45? Just the thing, the Nazis. I've studied a lot of the Nazi stuff, and it's the thing with the Nazis that you realize is just the attention to detail and the planning of a lot of their events. I mean, they had a rally of 700,000 people. Some of the stuff they did, just in terms of how big it was, it's just insane. So, I mean, I would say they had a rally, several rallies. They would always hold rallies in September in the 1930s. You get 700,000 people, 500,000 people. Just the infrastructure required to run an event like that is just, it's insane to think about. Just the propaganda of it is just crazy. What's the next big thing for Trump? Actual super high number of deportations, ending Ukraine, Gaza. Now, it's going to be the tariff situation. That's coming in the next few days. The tariff deadline is coming on July 9th. So we'll see what happens with that. But, I mean, the Russia stuff is always going to be in the back of everyone's minds. Hopefully that gets solved. I don't know if it will. But, Trump had a meeting with, or had a phone call with Putin, got very angry about it. Putin launched another freaking drone attack on Kiev. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of just at this point, there's gonna have to be budging from Russia. Gotta go, but I was checking your channel nonstop back in November. Best coverage. Thank you. I appreciate the $20 donation. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. You could upload it. I uploaded videos every day about polling and betting data and everything like that, and it was great. I mean, because the thing is I would do it, and then Trump ended up winning easily. Because every time I would say Trump's gonna win and Trump's gonna, and so I'm very happy Trump won because those videos would have made me look bad. He extended the deadline to August 1st. Well, did he seriously? I thought the new tariffs were going to go in place on August 1st. I didn't know he extended the deadline till August 1st. UFC fight. Yeah, there's a UFC fight happening. UFC fight happening at the White House. So that'll be coming next year for the 250th anniversary. Piers Morgan against Jake Paul. Seemed like your polling analysis videos were always data driven. Yeah, no, I mean, and think about it. I mean, Trump was always up. If you look at the betting, Trump was always up. Trump was always up in terms of the polls, especially relating them to 2020 and 2016, how wrong they were. So if you factor that into 2024, and the polls still underestimated Trump in 2024, even though they were more favorable towards him too. Thoughts on the fireworks? Yeah, we had fireworks near my house. A lot of fireworks, a big display. So I could kind of see them, and yeah, they were fine. It was like 45 minutes to 50 minutes. It wasn't even a city, I don't think. Or it might have been a city. I mean, if it's that long, I think it was a city who did it. Said he will start sending out letters starting July 9th, but he will enact on August 1st. So, yeah, I guess he is delaying it until August 1st then from July 9th, which was the original date. You have to wonder if he's trying to do some type of deal with Japan or someone, because I know he said Japan didn't want to negotiate and they were just going to tariff them. That was a country I thought we were going to get a deal done with. I don't know if it matters too much. I guess it depends how much trade we do with them. There's this dude in Germany, an influencer, who was so insecure about his height, he lengthened his legs from 5'8" to 6'4", and now his walking looks so bad. Yeah, 5'8", dude. 5'8's like borderline. 5'8", that you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to get the leg lengthening stuff. If you're 5'3", I mean, but dude, it destroys your legs. You're not ever going to be able to be immobile again. Because of the stuff they put in your legs. It's really bad. Doing something like that. It's unfortunate that guys do that. It just goes to show you where we're at in terms of modern dating and just. But also, that's got to be some serious personal reflecting, that should be done for an individual who is that insecure about his height. But I mean, I've seen guys do it. They go from like 5'6" to 6'1". Yeah, it's bad. Senators who have beef settle it at the White House 2026. There really should be one political fight, shouldn't there be? Like, there legitimately, I don't think it's too much to ask for. Let's actually have one political fight. Maybe it can be Zuckerberg against Musk. That seems like the most obvious time to do it. Like, can we not get one celebrity fight just to make it interesting? I sound like a girl, like, wanting drama or something, but, like... Walk Talk, I appreciate it. Crazy question I'm about to ask, but would you say that Trump is a better Republican president than Eisenhower? Dwight is my hero, and I admit if he was around today, you would love to vote for him in a heartbeat. Well, you know, comparing Trump to someone like Eisenhower, they're just such different time periods. And another thing is Trump hasn't fully served the 8 years, so it's hard to say. But it's just so hard to compare presidents. You know, especially in the social media age now, with how information is. Thoughts on 28 years later? You saw it yesterday. You thought it was okay. Yeah, I didn't like it 28 years later. I didn't like it that much. I thought the first half was all right. You know, I thought when they sent the kid out, that was a good moment. They sent the kid out for the first time. When they got trapped, you know, for the night, I thought it was interesting. But then after that, it just really tailed off when the father was found. I won't give any spoilers, but they stopped showing the father just because, like, they were building up a relationship and then they just completely eliminate it. So I don't understand that. These movies, I just lose touch with them more because they're just weird. They don't really make much sense. Like, it seemed like they were building up a father-son relationship and then, oh, that's not going to happen. And then it turns into this weird drama. And then they try and bring in comedy into it. I don't know. The movie was like trying to do 20 things, it felt like. Yeah, this was insane. I mean, they said that there was big flooding at 4 a.m. Imagine that. You know, there were kids that said they escaped their cabins at 4 a.m. through the top because of how much flooding there was. They were in their bunk beds. I mean, it's just like this flash flooding. And then they tried blaming Trump for it. They said, well, Trump fired everyone within the National Weather Service. That's not how it works, you dumb. These people are just they've got such TDS. Any situation that happens, they try and blame Trump. And then the Weather Service, like, no, we had extra people. We gave out the warnings. This was a crazy flash flood that was just so insane. People are trying to wonder, I mean, how did this actually get this bad this quickly? Will you make more videos on the Third Reich? Yeah, I mean, I might. I mean, I find it very fascinating, honestly. But I've always, with World War II, I've always found it fascinating. You have a feeling that the 2028 Democratic primary has potential to be as entertaining as 2016 Republican primary? No, it's not. It's not going to be as entertaining. They're not going to have a Trump. They're not going to have a Trump. You know, those Democrats, they just like squeal at each other when they debate, and it's just like, I mean, it'll be more entertaining than any of the 2024 crap was, or probably any of the 2020 stuff. But so it'll be the best primary we've seen probably since 2016 Republican. But because it's wide open. Because it's wide open, I'll agree with you there. But I don't think it can be better than 2016. Trump is such a just, you know, he makes other people kind of, he brings their energy to a level and makes them start trying to undercut each other with, and that's what happened with Cruz and Rubio and Rand Paul. And so you just have a different beast with Trump. There's no Trump in the Democrats with 2028. It's a bunch of corny people. If you had to live under one regime, who would you rather live under? Stalin, Russia, Mao Zedong, China, or Hitler in Germany? Um, well, I mean, longevity wise, I mean, longevity wise, you probably go with Russia. China, it's a labor camp for sure. Russia, you could argue it's a labor camp or front lines. Germany, we're going to be captured as I'm going to be captured as a prisoner of war for sure, or killed. I should start a new party to counter Musk. You know, that's one thing I thought about. I wonder if this will become a trend. I don't think it will be, because Musk is such an oddity in terms of how much money he can just blow. Because this is going to cost a bunch of money for Musk, and it might fail, but it's not even going to matter because he's so rich. But it's like, will this cause other people? Will there seriously start being many other parties created? You know, is this going to be really a thing? I mean, technically there are other parties. They're just not prominent. There's just not a lot of investment into them. There's no investment compared to Republican and Democrat, the money that they get. How does this not warrant a board meeting to fire Musk and his CFO? They are literally tanking the brand because Musk is Tesla. Musk is Tesla. So you're going to fire him from Tesla? I mean, you know, it's like when Kanye ran for president, people are going to vote for Musk just because it's funny. Well, Musk can't even run, but yeah, but even when Kanye ran, he got like basically nothing. He got nothing. The only people that voted for him were not going to vote for, either candidate anyways. Or they were just doing it as like a protest vote, the people that voted for Kanye. Do you think crypto is going to pop tomorrow because the big beautiful bill passing? Well, I think it's a much more bullish time. I think Bitcoin is going to do very well over the next probably 4-ish months. Bitcoin's going to do really well, and then it'll give way to the alts. That's what I would say. Then the alts will have their time finally. But the Bitcoin dominance, it's just strangling. It's suffocating the alts. And I understand. I mean, Bitcoin it's an asset that's been embraced. Mean Gene, $100. A whale enters. After the last 2 outstanding weeks for Trump and the USA, you don't know what to expect this coming week. Maybe a new record high on the Dow, but what else? Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a few trade deals announced with India and probably the European Union, possibly. They're also probably going to talk about Russia, Ukraine. That's going to be a thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff on Trump's itinerary somewhere on what he's going to do. But seriously, that's a nice donation. I appreciate that. If Dems have Stephen A. or Jon Stewart, you'd watch. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I had heard that Stephen A. said he wasn't going to do it. He said he's actually not going to do it. Jon Stewart also said he's not going to do it. But you know how these guys are. They get potential, attention and fame. They want to do it. So they could change their mind. No, who is this? It's an account. And just terrible. Rosie O'Donnell blames Trump for the fires. Or for the floods, excuse me.
And what a horror story in Texas. The flash floods in Texas. The Guadalupe River. 51 missing. 51 dead, more missing. Children at a camp. And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis because he's put this country in so much danger.
By the way, none of this is actually correct, what she's saying. There being these huge guts that's caused, alerts not to go out. No. All the alerts went out. They had extra people working at the station. This is a bitch that's lying and really trying to take advantage of a horrible tragedy, and it's disgusting. And she fled to, like, freaking Ireland, and now you gotta feel bad for the Irish. But they actually got a white immigrant for once. The Irish did. And so now we get this shit. Mexicans are angry at Americans moving to Mexico. Oh.
Gente que viene de otros países, en su mayoría extranjeros, a querer imponer su cultura, sus precios y desplazar a los mexicanos, a los nativos de estas tierras.
So I'm trying to understand this. They're destroying their own city because they're mad foreigners are in it. So this is what happens in Mexico and the United States. In the United States, there's a bunch of illegals that move in. We try and deport them. The Mexicans then destroy stores within the United States and have mass riots. A small number of Americans move to Mexico. Mexicans still riot and destroy their own stores. So they're destroying both countries' stores. It's just like, man, what is going on? What is going on? We will take back the Americans. You got to take all the illegals back, though. Take all the illegals back. Rosie ODonnell, Trump beef goes way back. Yeah, I know. I mean, it goes back to clips in like the 80s and 90s. We've come full circle. Yeah, we have come full circle. That is true.
I really want to emphasize to people that this is a very important point. If we don't solve the deficit, there won't be money for medical care. There won't be money for Social Security. We either solve the deficit, or all we'll be doing is paying debt.
Nobody's
so it's got to be solved, or
yeah, but our debt payments are going to go down once the interest rates go down.
There's no medical care. There's no Social Security. There's no nothing. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done. That's why I'm here.
The president, Europe takes advantage of this.
And I'd like to also just send a message to, because as the president said, there's a lot of rich people out there. They should be caring more about the country, because the reason they should be caring more about the country is if America falls, what do you think is going to happen to your business? What do you think? Do you think you're going to be okay if the ship of America sinks? Of course not. What I'm doing here, what the president's doing, it's just long-term thinking. The ship of America must be strong. The ship of America cannot sink. If it sinks, we all sink with it.
People waving Mexican flags in LA riots are not real Mexicans. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, and a lot of them are just they're spawns of leftist ideology. A lot of those people. Lower interest rates isn't going to fix the deficit. The lower interest rates will bring the deficit down by possibly 500 billion. How many deportations do you think are realistic? I mean, depends if you count self-deportations or not. But actual deportations, they'll probably get like, I mean, they say they want to get 1 million. I don't think they're going to be able to get 1 million. I mean, I don't know. Nobody really knows how many deportations they're going to be able to do because they've never been given this much money. So the realistic number, they say they want to hit 1 million. Hopefully they do more than that per year. They said they want to hit 1 million physical deportations a year. Thoughts on Scott Bessent interview with Dana Bash? Yeah, I saw parts of it. It was a pretty. It was a combative interview. I thought it was a good interview. You know, they were talking. I mean, it's just constant numbers about the big beautiful bill and the tax cuts and everything like that, and they get asked the same shit over and over again about tax cuts for rich people and the debt. What Elon doesn't get, still doesn't, is the ramping down entitlement is political poison. Yeah, no, I 100%. 100%. The entitlements, anytime you cut any of the entitlements, you can't do it. You're going to lose. You know, you're going to lose significantly. I don't even think the entitlements are going to be cut now until 2027 because of the midterms. Doesn't it go into effect January 1st, 2027? That's what I heard. Elon thinks he can fix the deficit by gutting everything, but look at how much ammo it gave to the Dems when the GOP. No, 100%. But I mean, I guess what Musk is saying is he didn't want the tax cuts to continue. I mean, that's what they spent the majority of their money on, was tax cuts. So I don't. And again, if you really want to fix the deficit, which I think everyone wants to do, nobody wants to run up massive numbers of debt. They act like Trump wants to do this. Trump promised the tax cuts. The tax cuts were extended. The military spending, I agree. I mean, what do you want me to say? It was bad. They shouldn't have done it. But, I mean, 150 extra $1 billion is, you know, it is what it is. I think it's the military-industrial complex. They're going to spend money. But, you can't really touch the entitlements. You're going to get crushed. But I know at some point they're going to have to change Social Security. Social Security is not going to really exist in its current form in 20 or 30 years. It's not possible. We just don't have enough, we don't have a high enough birth rate for it to exist. Because, you know, there's not enough people working. So it's going to have to be changed in some way. There's going to have to be some type of investment. You know, they're doing this new thing, which maybe helps it a little bit, where it's, they're giving every new baby $1,000 and it's locked away into the S&P 500. Mean Gene, I appreciate it. Elon is a CEO, a boss, where 99% of his directives are implemented immediately. Politics aren't fun for him. Yeah, that's another thing, is he's been getting stonewalled and he hasn't gotten his way in a lot of this stuff. And, you know, the politics are just, they're a messy thing. You have a massive bill like this. You're not going to always get your way on everything you want. And you make it out to be about this. It's always about the deficit, this. We're going to have to cut serious entitlements if you want to fix that. Can we do that? Would we have the votes to do that even from the Republicans? We could barely get the Medicaid cuts on the illegals or the able-bodied people that weren't working. That's for the Golden Dome. I mean, the way I interpret the Golden Dome is it's around $25 billion that they're investing year one into it. Now, I don't know. People say it's going to cost a lot more than that. You know how it is. It's a certain allocation annually. So they're gonna you can't. They're not investing $150 billion into the Golden Dome right away, but yeah, it's going to cost a decent amount of money, I would say. But I heard it was $25 billion at least the first year. STN, I appreciate the $5 donation. Even in the video, Elon's eyes are going in two different directions. He's on something, and he's always been unstable. Yeah, I mean, Elon had that blow up during the Christmas time and just completely it went, but batshit crazy like he was like a rabid dog. And so he's like, "Oh, fuck you in your face." What are you even talking about, dude? You're a grown ass man. I mean, calm down. You're running companies here. But this is just he's an unstable individual. It's important to understand. Now he's like, "Oh, we got to cut all this stuff." Well, no, we cannot cut this stuff. We can't. You want to help with the deficit? Are we not trying to help with the deficit? And then people say, "Well, Trump gives all these tax breaks and all this stuff." It's like, Trump promised these tax breaks. I don't know what people want Trump to do. These were tax breaks he promised. The only thing I can say is, yeah, the military spending probably shouldn't have happened. They had to dump a fuck ton of money on the ICE because they weren't deporting enough people. So they had to really, and it basically was a mandate. It was a mandate on deporting people. That was the election. That's the only reason. Why do you think we got all that funding for ICE? Partially winning the House and the Senate, but they barely have control of the House and they still passed it with all that ICE funding because of the election. Because Trump won all the swing states, he won the popular vote. That's why we have our deportation budget is bigger than like most defense budgets in the world in these countries. It's outrageous. So I guess I would ask Musk also, do you want us to not invest in deportation infrastructure? That's the whole point why Trump won. The Adam, thank you for that. How much do you bench? I want your resource. You want my resources? Well, I bench around like 315. I'm not kidding. Deport the worst of the worst, blatant lie. No, we've said we're deporting all the illegal immigrants. That's what Trump said he was going to do. So that's the goal. The goal is to deport the people here that are here illegally. And listen, Trump's even backed away from that. If you really want to talk about Trump not deporting the worst of the worst, Trump is appeasing the farming industry, and there's some immigrants that are illegal that are going to be able to stay because they work in farms. So you want to even clutch your pearls about Trump saying he was only going to deport the worst of the worst. He's already come out and said some people that are illegal are not going to be deported. The ones that farms recommend keeping. Can you do a video laying out how the ICE money will impact ICE? Like when ICE will get new agents, when we'll see a number tick up. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just the overall infrastructure. So it's new agents. It's probably, now what they have at the border now, they have like a certain number of miles that's just patrolled by ICE to where if anyone steps in it, they get arrested. I mean, they have like this entire new thing going on, but a lot of it's just new agents, faster ability to transport people, more detention centers, more of an investment into the centers, faster processing, being able to get these people quickly out, and then also identifying people that are illegal, being able to find them where they're at and get them out of the country. It's a whole infrastructure thing, I would imagine. Lil Pepe coin. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure about Lil Pepe. There's a lot of Pepes and stuff like that. I don't know about that one, man. Is it on Deck Screener? Dude, it's oh my goodness. It's in pre-sale. I don't know about meme coin pre-sales, man. I'm not a big fan of meme coin pre-sales. You feel like Trump will go hard on H-1Bs now that Elon is the face of immigration? I know. Trump really, it's a great off-ramp for Trump on the H-1B stuff. Hopefully, but Trump was an endorser of the H-1Bs. He used them because a lot of the billionaires used them to extort labor. But maybe now it's an off-ramp. It's a potential off-ramp for Trump. How many seats will Elon's party get in 2026? I mean, it depends. Does Massey join it? But I don't even think Massey's gonna win. I don't think they'll get any seats. I think it'll be disbanded in a month. Not saying you can't make fun of Trump, but people who make weird edits. I mean, yeah, but the thing is with like this type of stuff with these liberals, it's just we're all fatigued by it. Like nobody cares. You're stabbing Trump with a needle, like the doll of Trump with a needle. Oh my goodness, it's so, but we're not the target audience. But it's still like, bitch, nobody cares. The Adam, thank you for that. Please sing Greenland Resources song. It's a hit. Give us your resources. We love you. I think that, yeah, they're gonna have zero. They're gonna have zero. I mean, there's a new post. My goodness, I'll go to the post. Newly accepted American citizens are greeted with a video from Trump.
This is congratulations. Today you receive one of the most priceless gifts ever granted by human hands. You become a citizen of the United States of America. What an honor. It is with great pride and wisdom in so many different ways, because you have such great wisdom, that I welcome you into our national family. No matter where you come from, you now share a home and a heritage with some of the most exceptional heroes, legends, and patriots to ever walk the face of the earth. All of the triumphs and glories of American history now belong to you. You have it in your being. You have it like nobody.
Will this play when we annex Greenland? Yeah, this will be what they play for the people of Greenland.
Nobody's had it before. With this sacred honor comes the highest responsibility. As you know, the American way of life is unique in all the world, and as Americans, we must fiercely guard it and defend it. In this country, we believe in hard work and merit system and equality of opportunity. We believe in self-government and the fair and equal and impartial rule of law.
Give us your resources. Hey, what's up, man? Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. Crypto is up to date. Yeah, crypto is gonna do very well the next 4 or 5 months. I think we all know that. Crypto will do well. I mean, Bitcoin will do very well the next 4 or 5 months, I should say. Hopefully, some of the alts as well.
And we cherish our
I think the Trump hair is because of the glare, though, the way it's the light is hitting it.
And our God-given rights to free speech.
Oh, this FEC filing is fake. So this is not even that. This is not even legit. Annexing Greenland is like Mexico paying for the wall. Well, I mean, and that's the thing is, we could force Mexico to pay for the wall if we want to. It's just not politically correct. I think there is something to where indirectly Mexico will be paying for the wall, possibly. Will stocks go up if rates are cut? Well, of course, it's very bullish for stocks if the rates get cut at any point. Mexico is winning 2-1. We gotta win that. Do you think Bessent should be Fed chair, or is he better suited as? I like him as Treasury Secretary. Right, I like him at his current position, but they could find a yes man to be. You really shouldn't. That's not who should. That's really not who should be the chairman of the Fed as a Trump yes man. But they could find someone else. That's who it's going to be when Trump replaces Powell. They could find someone. Did Tulsi resign? No. Tulsi's still in the administration. Everyone has been tweeting about it. Yeah, this is what happens. Unfortunately, this stuff spreads. What's the best movie this right now? I don't even know. I don't see any great movies out. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the new Jurassic Park movie. You keeping up with the anti-gringo protests in Mexico? I just saw. It's very amusing to see that. It really is full circle. It's a full circle moment. It's hard to really interpret it, honestly. I mean, do they have a really rampant immigration problem from the United States? I'm sure. Let's compare how many immigrants they've got compared to how many we receive from Mexico. I'm sure it's a very equal number. I feel so bad for them. Ever thought of making a video on the history of the Fed? The only video I've done on the Fed is the creation of the Fed, because people said that the Titanic sinking was tied to the creation of the Fed because of the people that were on the Titanic, the businessmen, John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isaac Strauss. That's the only video I've done. I don't know, maybe. I don't think so, though. The F1 movie? Yeah, I heard the F1 movie was pretty good. How far does the U.S. go in the World Cup? They're gonna get knocked out. What is the group stage? They're gonna get knocked out the first group stage. The U.S. soccer is not good, man. What's your biggest crypto you're hoping pumps? Nasdaq 420. Yeah, I mean, there's a few different ones. Nasdaq is definitely one of them. I'm gonna send this boomer. I'm gonna send this boomer out. Have a nice night, man. Ban soccer under the Communist Control Act. The Communist Control Act of 1954. Zoran Mandani has been his citizenship has been stripped. He is being deported back to Uganda. He will be running for president of Uganda, and any New Yorkers that are freedom fighters, feel free to join him and become citizens of Uganda. Oh, man. Mean Gene, thank you. We need a cryptocurrency tutorial video in terms of how to get started, how to invest 10 to 30K, how to track it, how to pick which currency to begin with. All with the disclaimer. Well, you always have to show the disclaimer. You always have to say the disclaimer. But you want a video on that? I mean, look, cryptocurrency is all about your risk tolerance in terms of what you invest into. That's what it's about. You have to understand the volatility. It's not like the Nasdaq 100 or the S&P. You invest in the Nasdaq or the S&P, there's not a guarantee, but an understanding you're going to make money. Crypto is it's a different ballgame. But there's easy ways to do it. Go through Kraken, go through Coinbase. Those are the two main ones to onboard at. Kraken or Coinbase. And then you could buy straight from Kraken or Coinbase. Do you mainly buy meme coins or do you buy older traditional coins as well? Nah, I mean, I had a portfolio back in 2023. I think it was 2 layer ones, 3 or 4 AI coins, a few meme coins, a layer 2. But I just do meme coins now, honestly. I mean, I don't. Everyone has their own opinion, but a lot of crypto in general, whether it's a meme or I mean, there have been a few projects that I've looked at that actually have utility, like in terms of AI agents, that I think, okay, this coin should do pretty well because the utility of it's pretty impressive. But those are like with crypto, it's few and far between. A lot of it's just crap. And sometimes the crap will go up no matter what. It just depends. Mm-hmm. When will Ethereum and Bitcoin actually break out? It's edging you since last November. Well, I mean, Ethereum hasn't broken out at all. Bitcoin, I mean, it's had a great year. But I mean, Bitcoin is going to break out to probably 150K, 160K within the next 2 or 3 months, I would say. You know, there's a lot of bullish news on Bitcoin. If you guys know, they're having a cryptocurrency week at the White House. I think it's July 18th through the 24th, maybe. Maybe July 14th through the 18th. I don't know exactly, but it's one of those times. How many kids does Musk have? I think like 14. Why don't you like Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Um, I mean, I don't hate it. It's a newer stadium, but I don't know. I mean, it's got an interesting roof design. Go on a daily chart and wait for the price to drop and sell at a higher price. People make it way harder than it needs to be. Yeah, if you're a trader, I mean, if you're a trader, there's so many bot traders now though, so it's hard to even do that. Elon's America Party versus all the other third parties in the U.S. What, the Green Party? The Libertarian Party, which I guess is going to be taken over by Elon. That's what they're saying. This is basically the Libertarian Party, whatever Elon's creating. But I think it's going to just be split even more with libertarians, some of them going to the Elon Party, but I don't know. We're about to lose the game, the soccer match. It's unfortunate. Have a good week, dude. All right, man. Have a good week. Yeah, it is. It's Sunday night. It's another one of the sweltering summer weeks coming up. Do you think that Trump will attack China before his term ends? Attack China in terms of what? That could mean a lot of different things. I don't think there's going to be any type of a military situation with China. I'd be very surprised if China did a ton of aggressive, like aggressive movements towards Taiwan. I don't think it's going to happen. Not yet. Yeah, Mexico is going to riot after they win. They're just going to riot either way. Like, look at this. This dude got punched in the face by Scott Bessent. Yeah. Body positivity. How do I get a girlfriend every day as a crypto trader? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Don't ask me. Scaramucci. Ohio weather sucks. Turner, I appreciate the donation. Yeah, I mean, the Ohio weather recently, I think, has been very bad. It's just been too hot. It's been too hot, and then it gets humid. It's either hot, well, it's both. It's hot and humid, but even when it's not humid, it's crazy hot. It's unfortunate. She's sexy. Uh, uh, keep up with college football recruiting. College football recruiting, I feel like, is a cesspool. I looked at some of the college football stuff, and dude, they just, it's just NIL and like Texas Tech getting 5 stars. I mean, it's like, come on, it's just all payments. They pay them whatever. They tried to put safeguards in place. I guess they said, well, you can only give kids like you have like it's like there's a salary cap. Nobody. There's no rules. Nobody cares about the NCAA. They just bypass it. They use these NIL deals with companies and say, well, it's not part of the budget, and so it's a joke. The college football recruiting is just a complete mess. What would you rate 1 through 10? Like a 5, maybe. America Party not serious sounds like the idea of a 12-year-old. Yeah, well, that's kind of what Musk. That's half of Musk's ideas with this stuff. I mean, it's just. But I knew if he was going to create a party, it would be called the America Party. What is the point of Doge? Well, the Doge didn't even do anything. What did you cut? But I don't know what Tell me what Doge cut exactly that really was going to save us. If we have a $2 trillion deficit, shouldn't you be cutting a lot? But I understand, like, okay, you're not allowed to touch entitlements and whatever. And I'm not even blaming Musk, but for him to say this, it's like, dude, it's all the entitlements. It's entitlements and fucking interest payments. Yes, the tax breaks, you can say. I mean, you could say tax breaks are not great to give when you have $2 trillion, as a deficit. USAID got cut. USAID was around 20 billion. 20 billion annually is what it was. And that was, like, I think, their big cut. I'm already getting sick of seeing this Mondani shit on. It's just like, Elon has gone too far. My investment firm has decided to postpone next week's public listing. Because of Elon Musk announcing his party. More fake AI. Race switching from medieval times. See a lot of that. Shador Sanders now the face of NIL in college football. No wonder Alabama coach quit. Nick Saban. Yeah, the college football is a mess. I mean, they're trying to make it. They're employees. Just say they're employees. They are, obviously. Like, they're trying to skirt around the idea. This is professional, unfortunately, which sucks because you think it's college and it loses luster within college football. But that's what it's turned into, just the NFL. That's what it is. I mean, there's still some charm of college for sure. There's still some charm, but it's slowly mimicking the NFL. They're going to give out contracts. They're giving out contracts. Did he think that people were going to join him for being upset? Who, Musk? I mean, he'll obviously have some pull just because of the amount of money he's worth with this party, but I really don't know the amount of people that are really going to be joining him. Oh, did you see the you see that Tucker Carlson now is interviewing Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran? And the Israel people got really angry about that. I don't know when the interview's coming out, but if it was like anything with the Putin interview, it'll be, it'll be probably putting him in a different light, I would imagine. Is this really happening to Ireland in 2050? I thought Ireland was 81% white. Did you see the video of the American chick covering the migrant crisis in Paris? Is it on X? Dude, the thing is it's almost like you got to go to these places to see how bad it really is. I've heard London is just horrific. Trump saddened by Elon's behavior the past 5 weeks. Superman is an immigrant based on human kindness. It's 8:30 on a Saturday. There's no traffic. The deportations worked. Jacob, I appreciate it, man. Do you think teams will start having to forfeit seasons if the new rules don't stop the excessive pay for play? Well, I don't see why they'd forfeit. I don't think they're gonna forfeit anything. No, but it's a mess, and they say the talent is spread out now. I guess the talent is spread out more. I mean, teams like Texas Tech throw money at an offensive lineman, a 5-star offensive lineman they'd have no chance of getting. Now they get him. But I mean, is that really better? Because can't the kid just transfer in a year anyways? I know it's a contract, but another team can just pay him more in the portal after his freshman season. I think the whole thing is just kind of a joke. And the portal also makes it a joke because you can transfer as many times as you want. And these kids just go shopping for the best deal. They're basically free agents every year. Now, some of the teams have cohesion and they're able to keep the players together, and but that might even dry up to a degree. I mean, you have to have a legitimate culture. Oh, and the Israel meetings tomorrow.
What's your message going to be to Netanyahu tomorrow? Well, we're working on a lot of things with Israel, and one of the things is probably a permanent deal with Iran. In other words, they have to give up all of the things that you know so well. The attack turned out, according to every single atomic energy commission, that was a complete and total obliteration. And we had the pilots, as you know, at the White House on Friday. They were incredible. And they confirmed that. They know better than anybody, by the way, but they confirmed that every bomb hit its mark perfectly. And they would have to start all over again at a different location. This one was, the word I used was the correct word, obliteration.
What will your message be on Gaza to Netanyahu?
I think we're close to a deal on Gaza. We could have it this week.
So Trump talking about a permanent end to the Iran situation. That'd be great if they could come to some type of negotiation to try and have something. Although you have to wonder how permanent can it really be. But I mean, that could be really good news. Israel wins versus U.S. That's wrong. That was Mexico. That was Mexico. We lost the game to Mexico. Not Israel. We didn't face Israel. You believe we've been in a rolling recession since 2022? Yeah, I mean, the thing with recession is, I don't want to defend Biden, but to say that, well, because we had a negative 0.3 and then like 0.2% growth or contraction, that's a recession. I don't know if you can say that. I mean, technically, yeah, it is a recession, and then they changed it to basically neuter it, but it was very, very small. But yes, technically it was a recession in 2022. And they, honestly, you got to give them credit to a degree. The liberal media was able to psyop people and say it's really not a recession. Because it was so close, but I mean, with the money printing, I don't know how that's possible in 2022. With the amount they were printing. We lost the game time to invade Mexico. Yeah, we're gonna have to push the border more south to make it the border more manageable. We need the border to cover less land to make it easier. We're gonna rebuild it. We want a demilitarized zone. We want to set up a demilitarized zone right along the border south. Barron was suspicious of Elon since inauguration. I don't know. Barron just kind of looked like he was like, I don't want to be here at the inauguration. I know what you're talking about, the video you were talking about. Gas prices coming down again. Dude, gas, I was going to tweet it out. I forgot to. $2.69 or maybe $2.59. But the gas was so low, I was like, I had to do a double take. I was like, I've never seen the gas that low since it had to have been, it was before the Russia invasion. It was before the Russia, way before the Russia invasion. It was the COVID time. Gas was $2.59, $2.69 in my area. Hope Barron runs when he's eligible. I mean, I honestly, Barron doesn't seem like right now. I mean, maybe he'll grow into it. He doesn't seem like the personality to really... But, I mean, again, maybe he'll grow into it. You don't know. The dude's like 18 years old. The reason illegals vote leftists is because you have leftist sensibilities or tactic acceptance to abandon your country, but Mexicans in Mexico are different. Well, yeah, if they're in Mexico, they're true Mexicans. I've got respect for those people, but even some of them are now starting to say, "Oh, we don't want foreigners here" and all this. It's like you've got like 20 Americans that came to your country. Calm down. But I know what there's obviously a difference from the Mexicans in this country that came in some cases illegally, some cases they're fed all this liberal bullshit about Republicans and stuff, and so 376 in Arizona. Yeah, I mean, depends what state you're in. There's taxes on gas in some states, and makes it higher. It's harder to get in certain areas. Also depends the area you're in, if it's a rural area. There's two ways to look at Barron: cool, mysterious, or just awkward kid. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of just awkward. It's not a big deal. It's gotta be a weird situation for him, man. I mean, obviously he's set with terms of money and everything like that, but still, you can kind of I can't relate to it, but I understand, like, your legacy is just tethered to your father. I mean, there's no other, that's it. Last night in Madison, Wisconsin, it was $2.70. Yeah, we got a similar price here. Costco gas, go. Dude, I can't even go to Costco. Costco's so overcrowded. But Costco gas, especially if you have a membership, I think it's cheaper, yeah. It's off a little bit, but imagine, you can't even, I wonder, maybe the Costco gas station is open longer hours, but anytime you go to Costco, it's just so heavily overcrowded, at least the one that, it's almost like they could put up another Costco right next to the current one, and it would be justified. They could put a Costco a tenth of a mile away from where the current Costco is, and I would say, yeah, that's actually justified. That's how crowded it is. Dude, you're 14 years old. You're 14 years old. I can tell. Dude, I thought you said Charlie Kirk got hit with a water balloon. What if a leftist just threw a water balloon at Charlie Kirk? That's something that they would do. Imagine gas goes back to $2.50 average like his first time. Well, I mean, I'm sure it is at 250 in some areas. Yeah, the average is still above that, but we need crude oil to go down significantly for that to happen. I mean, it's going to have to go lower than in the 60s. Why does Elon care about, or why does Trump care about Elon making a political party? Not like anyone is voting for it. Well, the problem is a lot of these congressional races are very close. And so if a race is within, 2,000 votes and Elon's party siphons off 3,000 votes from the Republican that's running, then you're going to give a seat to a Democrat. It's not about the Elon candidate necessarily winning. It's about them siphoning off enough Republican votes to allow the Democrat to win. You don't like immigrants when you shop at Costco? Own up. No, there's too many people. There's legitimately too many people. That's what it is. But that would happen with Dems too, right? I don't know. I mean, depends what the platform they're running on. Depends on the congressional race. I think Musk in general would siphon off more Republican votes than Democrat votes. But again, it depends. I mean, you could argue maybe that's not the case. Oh man, India and Israel, amazing, Klaus. That's a globalist wet dream. But Israel isn't too fond of immigration. You like India? You should go live there. Costco will be the next Starbucks, one on every corner. In cities, they're big cities. They probably have 2 Costcos, 3 Costcos in a city. I mean, it's just you're not gonna find another store like. I mean, there are other stores, but these big giant stores. Yo, what's up, Colton? It should be American Party versus MAGA. That would be like libertarians versus Republicans. Yeah, but where do the Democrats go? Trump demands oil to be $50 a barrel. Well, Trump did say that. Remember when the war was happening? He said, "Do not raise the oil. You're playing into their hands." That's what Trump said. And now Trump's meeting with Netanyahu. We'll have to see what happens. In your district in Pennsylvania, Scott Perry won by essentially nothing. Dave McCormick hardly won by anything either. A couple thousand. Yeah, I know that's the problem with whether it's even the governorship. Well, I mean, even a general election in Pennsylvania, it's gonna be very close. Any of the races in Pennsylvania will likely be close, unless it's an incumbent like Shapiro running. They'll probably win relatively easily. But yeah, a lot of those races in the Rust Belt are very, very close. It only takes a few 100,000, in some cases, a few thousand votes. Is Trump in the running for third best president after Washington and Lincoln? I don't know if Trump's there yet. I mean, it's You know, the problem with Trump is he's just got so many, he's just so polarizing. I mean, we can say because, you know, we like Trump that he's at least top 10, but he's just so polarizing. There's gonna be hard for there to be a consensus on it. But let's see what Trump. I mean, because there's still so many things that Trump's gonna have to work out for this to come. I mean, hopefully an end to Israel, Iran, a permanent end, like he says. Hopefully an end to Russia, Ukraine. Hopefully a legitimate path to revenue from the tariffs without the inflation increase. Hopefully the deportation. So, you know, there's a number of huge things that have to be done. You think you've delivered milk to at least 5 or 6 Costco's in the Seattle area? 5 or 6 Costco's in Seattle? That seems like maybe in the suburban areas, the different suburban cities surrounding a bigger city. Lincoln was polarizing too. Yeah, but at a certain point, I mean, we're not even close to there. At a certain point, the greatness comes over a president, but it takes decades and decades and decades after they pass, more times than not. But I mean, also now with how Republicans and Democrats are, they can't admit the opposing side had a great president. I mean, that's just, especially the recent presidents. Is Trump's approval rating about to go up on RCP? I don't know. I mean, the approval, I think, is based off the economy. The economy does well if the approval will go up. I think the approval will go up for Trump eventually. I don't even think it's bad right now. It's like -3. With how polarizing Trump is, it's not bad, -3. It's better than where Biden was, and Biden had, you know, much more support, much more of the media support. Costco's headquarters are in the Seattle area. Yeah, that's probably the reason then. What happened to Zelensky? He's still leading Ukraine, but you know, he was at the NATO summit. I don't know. I mean, it seems like Trump is a lot more buddy-buddy with Zelensky recently. I don't know how long that's going to last, though. You don't see how Dems can win another election without billions of propaganda. Well, I mean, they're still a major party. They're still a major party. It depends what candidate they have. Depends what Trump does. I mean, I think, you know, I think Republicans right now would be a favorite in 2028 for sure. But you know, you just don't know. You don't know. They could have someone come out of nowhere, but I don't see it with the Democrats. It's just kind of not. It's not their style. They're still a party of establishment. They're an establishment party still, and there are some far leftist people trying to change it a little bit. But even that, it's like the far leftist shit compared to what Trump did with more of like a nationalist America policy. That far leftist shit, that's just anti-American. Nobody goes for that shit. There's no independent people that are going to vote for that, whatever that concoction of fucking socialism, communism, garbage is. Nobody likes that shit in this country. It just doesn't, it's just not popular. You know, what Trump had in 2015, you can't call it like far right wing. Yeah, it was different. It was definitely a disruption to the establishment, but it wasn't like far right. They say he's far right for wanting to like deport Mexicans. It's how crazy it was in 2015. %, agree, Costco. It's a carnival plus all the customers. Oh, you know what? They're in a trance, oblivious. Quit going to ours. There's just too many people. You know, the Carnival Cruise Lines. You see what they did? I mean, they got the nickname Ghetto of the Seas. You know, they have all these ships like Oasis of the Seas and things like that. Because, I mean, if you look at it, you know the numbers, and I don't even know if this is true. They said the people that went on Carnival cruise ships, the demographics, 50% of them were black people that went on these Carnival cruise ships. Carnival, over the past 2 years on the internet, has gotten this just party, just really bad rap. You don't want to go on a Carnival cruise. And I tell people, you don't want to go on a Carnival cruise. You better not. It's not going to end well. And so Carnival now, they've put in rules to where you can't have Bluetooth speakers and there can't be hip-hop music. Think about that. You saw Eric Doherty's new tweet about Epstein. Well, let me take a look. Let me take a look for you. Memo concluded there was no evidence Jeffrey Epstein had a client list. Oh my goodness. New internal Trump memo concludes no evidence that Epstein had client lists. No evidence that he was murdered instead of committing suicide or blackmailed. The administration is going to release a video showing nobody entered the area of prison where Epstein died. Yeah, but what? I mean, dude, come on. Oh, man. Oasis of the Seas is a Royal Caribbean cruise. No, it's just more so talking about, like, the name of ships. Comparing it to that. Trump's current approval minus 3.3, but insider advantage plus 10 is about to go down. What, did they release a new one? Yeah, this is really bad. I mean, this is... Nobody believes this shit, man. It's impossible. It's impossible to believe this. And what video are they going to release? I'll be interested to see their video that they release. But the video is not even going to prove anything because people could say, well, they... You know, I mean, it was ruled the way that his neck was harmed was not conclusive with hanging. Sam, I appreciate it. You are the phoenix that will rise in the ashes of our beloved nation. That's very empowering. I appreciate that. That's a great, great statement. Yeah, this Trump stuff with Epstein is not good. I mean, there's no other way to say it. But the thing is, you know, I think it probably would affect the economy. You know, this would affect the economy, so they don't want to touch it because there's so many people in it, and it's a problem. That's what I would say. It is possible he was made to off him under threat. Yeah, the only thing against that was the you know, people that analyze deaths and the way his neck was harmed. It seems like the force that required his neck to be broken and the way it was broken, it would be very hard for him to do it himself. That's at least the stuff that I saw. Yeah, I don't think Trump's incriminated either, man. But if either one of his kids, are there enough people to destroy trust in institutions? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Don Jr. or Eric or, you know, what's up with that. I haven't heard really anything about either of them. I have heard people speculate that it's with the kids, and so that's why Trump's keeping it really quiet. Do you still have the Epstein coin? It's all over. Dude, the Epstein coin was sold months and months and months ago. I should have held it. I would have ended up making money. The Epstein coin is up. You're joking. The Epstein coin is up. It's back up to 127. You know, it had that run after Elon. It had that run after Elon said that Trump was in it. Now it's starting to climb back up. Yeah, I think because it's in the news, it's starting to climb. Look, dude, look at all the bot buys. I mean, yeah, you gotta get traffic into it. But then you see all these America Party coins have just gotten annihilated. Well, this is a newer one, but these coins have just gotten annihilated. They've just gotten crushed. Sell the news. Elon creates the America Party. The America Party coin gets just exiled. Hey, Amir, what's up, man? Average American doesn't care about Epstein, only niche people do. I don't know. It's hard to even know, you know, the actual normie voter base, if they care about this stuff or they know. I think they have to know to a degree. It was very mainstream news. But I mean, whether or not they know this type of details on what the administration has been doing, maybe not. Me and Mark Cuban ticket in 2036. Oh my goodness. That'd be terrible. What time is it in Iran? It's probably like 5, 6 a.m. in Iran. I don't know. DOJ, FBI. Yeah, this is actually legit. DOJ, FBI, Department of Justice conclude Epstein did not blackmail powerful individuals, did not have client list, died by suicide. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people that would have been implicated in this, and so. How's your cat? My cat's doing well. Don't have a conspiracy bone in your body, but can't believe Epstein killed him. Yeah, and also all of this other stuff. I mean, hasn't the client list already been revealed in other documents and stuff? And didn't they try and reveal it with that whole influencer thing back? They said they had the client list or whatever. I mean, it seems kind of like a mess. Who was the Aaron chick? I don't know. She's some body positivity influencer, I think. I showed the cat. I showed the cat before. My cat sleeps a lot. He sleeps about 16, 18 hours. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get into that again. Yeah, cats sleep a lot. This chat just starves. Starves for you know, any time I show a woman on air, it's just like it's just like the goon sesh begins. Bring your cat to Springfield, Ohio. My cat is considers himself a neoliberal, unfortunately. Why are these BBB, Build Back Better, Big Beautiful Bill? I don't know. Trump just called it the Big Beautiful Bill. It was originally called the One Big Beautiful Bill, and then it just became the Big Beautiful Bill, I guess. Well, no, people call it OBBB. Yeah, that's the abbreviation for it. One Big Beautiful Bill. And then Chuck Schumer like changed it. He's like, I got him to change the name of the bill. No, this is what Chuck Schumer did. He's like, he tweets out, he's like, you'll never guess what happened today. I got him to change the name of the bill to the act. And then all the Democrats were like, you useless sack of shit. People are just going to call it the Big Beautiful Bill. Nobody cares about you changing the name of it. He's like, I got him to, like, what is that? I don't even know what he did. Like, he put in some clause, they had to change the name of it. He's like, I got him. They changed the name. No, I'm not. I wouldn't go into that woman. Nah, I would pass on that. I'm being honest. That got recommended to me because I think Myron Gaines replied to it. Trump DOJ not delivering. Yeah, it's bad. What's up? What's up with a $50 donation? You deserve it. One of my favorite conservative streamers. What's up? I appreciate that. I like the name. What's up? That's a nice name. That's a nice donation. That will be utilized in a meaningful way that will advance my career. Ashley St. Clair or Laura Loomer? Ashley St. Clair is she's better looking than Laura Loomer, but she has some bad angles herself. Favorite movie at the moment? I gotta watch a good movie. My favorite movie is Interstellar, but I like to watch Prometheus again. I want to watch Alien Covenant. I want to watch the Alien Awakening. This is phenomenal. Let's just bring out the Alien Awakening movie with Michael Fassbender, and this is just please, just give me the movie. We don't want Romulus. We don't want low budget. We want the next... We want Interstellar 2 that they've announced. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. Interstellar 2 is not going to happen. What browser do you use? All right, this is the really what you should be using. Let me let you in on something. If you desktop, this is a desktop computer, right? PC. You have to use Google Chrome. Google Chrome is better. Well, actually, you know what? This will be contentious because people will be... Mean Gene, thank you. The whale. Mean Gene is really... He gave me 100 and now 50. I've been getting some big donations recently. I appreciate it, seriously. This is going to advance. This is going to be just an amazing situation for me. What was I talking about? Something about Interstellar. I don't remember, but... Oh, the browsers. Yeah, well, listen, if you have an iPhone, use Safari. Safari is actually better than Google Chrome on the iPhone. It just functions better. The interface of it's better. Safari is actually good. I've always used Safari over Google Chrome on my iPhone. That's really the inner stuff. Safari is good on iPhone. Safari. Brave browser. I've heard about Brave before. There was something with crypto with Brave or something. I don't know if there's a coin with Brave. That's how I heard about it. You know, it doesn't track you or whatever. You know that Ashley St. Clair is the mother of Elon's newest child? Yeah, I know. That was like a big thing. You're saying I want a Tesla? No, I need to upgrade my car. I need to figure out something with the air conditioning and some other shit. And I don't know. I gotta upgrade it. You use Chrome on iPhone? Yeah, I would say switch to Safari. You'll notice you'll notice a significant upgrade. Medium rare, rare steaks. I think that's undercooked. Honestly, I do well done. I like it when it's rubbery. I say just throw it in there for an hour, bring it out. I want to see the charcoal on top of it. I use the charcoal as sauce. No, I like it medium well. Elon failed as a father. Yeah, but Elon, I don't even think he just cares about like having a lineage, and He doesn't even he like pays attention to one kid. The only kid he pays attention to is like a fucking, his name is a science experiment. His name is like H2O to the square root of 64, X, and then everyone just calls him X. Safari on iOS is best for sure. PC, I know Safari just works the best. You know, Google Maps is really good as well. Google Maps is way better than whatever the Apple Maps is. That's the other thing is Safari is the Apple product, but then Google Maps is way better than the Apple Maps. Elon just tweeted about Bitcoin. He tweets about Dogecoin too. Also, how does he have 12 boys? That's statistically impossible. Wait, 12 out of his 14 kids are boys? Is that true? Gene engineering, you can do that. When your meat is still purple, that's gross. Yeah, that's what these guys like. That's what these guys like. They like it barely cooked. I'll have to go out camping and film it. Film my steak. Go out camping. Go out in the middle of the forest. Try and make a steak. Yeah, I mean, but hamburgers are even better than getting it well done. Man, I could use a hamburger grilled. I haven't had a hamburger in a while. I need to have a hamburger or something. I gotta start eating stuff like that again. Medium rare is the only way to go. When you go to a breakfast diner, what's your go-to breakfast? I just get eggs and hash browns. You know, I'm an NPC. But no, this is the thing. I might not be. You know, I can't eat French toast. I hate it. I can't eat syrup. Syrup is just disgusting. I never had syrup. I just can't. I when I was younger, I had it one time. I just can't do it. So I can't eat French toast. I don't really like pancakes. I mean, pancakes are all right, I guess. I mean, pancakes are obviously good, but I'll just have eggs and chocolate milk and hash browns or potatoes, whatever the fuck it is, and with ketchup. Do you believe in Bigfoot? No, it's been proven to be fake, unfortunately. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that are probably out there that we don't know about. Not necessarily in the forests, though, but in the oceans. But not in the forests. I mean, we've mapped a lot of it out. Maybe there's some stuff in the Amazon. When I was younger, I saw videos of, like, these massive spiders, and I thought it was real, but I don't think it was. Like, spiders about 10 or 11 feet tall. You know, China and India or Pakistan have a huge gender imbalance due to the one-child policy. There are like tens of millions more youthful men than women. Talk about hoflation. And, well, that's real bad. I mean, that's basically like a Tinder in real life with the amount of men on Tinder versus women. If you think about it, it's like 70-30. Thoughts on Ancient Aliens History Channel TV series? I never seen it. Any chance we make a serious dent on demographics in the country with deportations? Well, to make a dent in demographics, wouldn't we need to stop immigration and then ramp up deportations? Because then you're not allowing anyone else to come in, but then you're just deporting people. If you keep importing immigrants with our current birth rate, even if you deport people and they're talking about 1 million, I don't think that's going to make a dent in it, honestly, man. If I'm being real with you. I mean, maybe people can say it will, but what we would have to do is we would have to stop all immigration. Remember the Russian sleep experiment? Yeah, that I remember that. That was a low budget movie, and then it was based off of that story. You're telling chat to go quiet for 2 minutes. That is a good. That's actually a good experiment to see if people won't type anything. I think there's too many people that just want to type stuff for people to go quiet for 2 minutes. If it actually happens, then I'll be very impressed. Broke it. There we go. Well, 2012 movie. Did you ever see it? Yeah, it was all right. It was supposed to be a blockbuster. I mean, I watched the 2012 movie when I was younger. I thought it was good. Then I rewatched it when I was older, and it was kind of crap. Starting now, dude. You don't understand how the internet. All right, nobody chat anything. It's never gonna happen. It's just not possible. There's too many. Happy Ginger. All right, nobody chat. You watched 2012 on December 31st, 2011. You were 7. That's actually what did it have an impact on you? Did you think the world was ending? Dude, I remember I was in middle school and I remember going to school right when that was, they were saying it was going to end. But no, wasn't the actual date in early December? No, it was like the winter solstice. Was it, so it would have been the 21st was when the world was supposed to end? Yeah, we did it. You held for 3 seconds. Congratulations. The chat did it. I said 2 minutes and we went about 3 seconds. All right, let's see if I can start it off. All right, let's see if I can start it off. Hold on. All right, it's been and we made it about 5 seconds before somebody chatted. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Did you see the yeah? There's like 5 of them. There's like 5 reversals on the American Party coin. Which one are you talking about? Actually, I think it's this one. Dude, this thing. This thing went to 20 million and teleported back to 1 million. 25 billion back to 1 million in like an hour. Man, I should have bought. Imagine. See, I don't even know how I missed it. I should have bought this coin at like 85K. Then I would have made so much. Yeah, there's no point in trying it. It's just not gonna happen. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this stream. I will see you. I would imagine I'd be streaming tomorrow since it's a Monday. I don't know why not. I don't see why not. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, this is some news that we got during the stream. This is not great news. Will Mondani join Musk? Yeah, that's probably a power duo. Greenland coin, remember that? Maybe it will moon if Trump does, if there's news about it. But why does YouTube have these? The loading, not the loading. All right, I'll see you guys. Yeah, there's the loading. Remember that? That was from a college football stream.